To my incredible audience, thank you for trusting me with your time. You deserve a story that grabs your heart and refuses to let go. What you're about to read will pull you through heartbreak, suspense, and the shattering reality of betrayal, step by painful step. I'm heading to this party, and I'll spend the night with whomever I please, my wife said, her words slicing through the calm of our living room like a sudden, icy wind. I froze, the coffee cup in my hand trembling slightly. I wanted to laugh, to think she was joking, but the steel in her voice told me she wasn't. We had been married for 7 years, and I thought we knew each other completely. I thought love had built an unshakable trust between us. But in that moment, all of it felt fragile, like crystal ready to shatter at the slightest touch. Are you serious? I asked, my voice quieter than I intended. Her smirk was casual, almost rehearsed. Absolutely. Don't wait up. I've earned this night. Earned? The word echoed in my skull, twisting with confusion and hurt. I wanted to reach across the room, to pull her into some fragile semblance of connection, but she stepped back, already half-dressed for the evening, the perfume on her wrist mocking me with its unfamiliarity. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on the edge of our bed, staring at the darkened ceiling, replaying her words over and over. My mind refused to accept them. This wasn't her. This wasn't us. But a gnawing suspicion began to crawl through my chest, one that I tried to smother with denial. She had never been the type to speak with such blunt disregard, not without reason. Days passed. I tried to distract myself with work, with calls to old friends, with anything that could pull me out of the spiral. Yet I noticed the small things that didn't add up. The unexplained late nights, the phone always face down, the faint scent of another perfume. Each little clue felt insignificant alone, but together they formed a puzzle I wasn't ready to complete. It was on a Thursday evening that the first real fracture appeared. I came home early from a business trip, hoping to surprise her. Instead, I found a stranger's coat draped over the chair in our hallway, his cologne lingering in the air. My chest tightened. I called her name softly, and she appeared calm, with a glass of wine in hand. "You're home early," she said, as if nothing were amiss. I tried to swallow the lump in my throat. "Who was here?" "Just a friend," she replied, waving it off, but her eyes flickered ever so briefly, a shadow betraying her rehearsed calm. I wanted to confront her, to demand the truth, but fear held me back. Fear of losing the life we had built, fear of what I might discover. So I waited, observing quietly, gathering pieces like shards of glass. Over the following weeks, my suspicion hardened into a tense vigilance. I noticed text messages she hid too quickly, snippets of conversations cut short when I entered the room, and unexplained expenses that she laughed off with a careless charm. Every detail became a thread pulling me toward a revelation I didn't want but could no longer ignore. The breaking point came one rainy evening. I had tracked a familiar pattern. The smell of her perfume lingered on a friend's jacket I returned to its owner, a man she insisted was just someone from work. Something in me snapped. I followed her quietly that night, keeping to the shadows, heart hammering with each step. She entered a small, dimly lit apartment building, a place I had never seen before. And then I waited outside, drenched in cold rain, trembling with anger, betrayal, and disbelief. Hours passed. I could hear laughter faintly through the walls, muffled but unmistakable. My chest burned. I realized I had spent my life trusting someone who no longer recognized our bond. And yet, as my body ached with fury, a strange clarity settled in my mind. I would not crumble in secret. I would face the truth, however shattering it might be. The confrontation was inevitable. I waited until she returned home, her laughter from the night still clinging faintly to her voice. She looked surprised to see me standing in the doorway, soaking from the rain, eyes burning with a mix of grief and rage. "I know," I said simply. She blinked. "Know what?" "Everything," I whispered. "The texts, the nights out, the lies." Her face shifted, a flicker of panic that quickly became something colder, more resigned. "You followed me?" she asked, almost in disbelief. "I loved you," I said, my voice shaking. "And I trusted you. That trust, it's gone now." She didn't speak. The silence stretched between us like a chasm, deep and unyielding. I packed my bag that night. I didn't scream, I didn't beg, and I didn't cry. Though my heart was breaking into pieces only I could feel. I left a note, brief and final. I loved you. That is enough for me to remember who we were, but not enough to stay where trust no longer lives. The next morning, she awoke to an empty house. The stillness was deafening. No confrontation followed, no pleas for forgiveness. Just the echo of my absence, the weight of her own choices pressing down. Walking away, I felt a strange liberation. The betrayal had hurt beyond words, but it had also revealed something vital. The power of knowing one's own worth. The strength in refusing to be diminished by someone else's betrayal. I never looked back. And though the emptiness lingered, mingling with the ache of lost love, I carried a quiet certainty that some endings, no matter how painful, were necessary. Some doors, once opened, must remain closed.